My dear friends, being in a new place with someone you love is always so very delicious. Gopas were ecstatic. Madhumanga was always bubbling out with fun and laughter. So articulate and sensitive in expressions he is, that peals and peals of laughter echoes in the tent. Everyone, all took rounds of their belly laughs, my dear. Just next to the grove was Yamuna ji. They bathed together for a long time. Oh, this is the water coming from Vrindavan. It has a message. Lots of flower garlands suddenly encircled Krishna and his friends with letters tugged with it. After long prem samadhi of the gopis, my dear friends, when finally broke in the evening in Vrindavan, they ran down to Yamuna. They felt the beloved is bound to go take bath in Yamuna somewhere. So, here is what they did. They took hundreds of perfuming flower garlands, wrote letters, and joined them together, and offered them to the waves of Yamuna. They said, "Dear sister, you were always with us, one of us, as you are one of us. Whenever he takes dip in you, just let it be offered unto his shoulder." As Sri Krishna emerged from the water, he saw big Vajayanti mala around his shoulders with the message, and lo, big drop of tears came to his eyes, my dear. He was lost in serene remembrance of the gopis. When they returned, the tent town was lit with gem lights and ghee flames. Gopas shouted, "Krishna, come, your favorite dish of rice pudding with saffron cardamom is waiting for you, dear. So hungry you are, all day ate nothing, just traveling and traveling." And Sri Krishna and all friends ate together, and pious soup, puri, multiple varieties of vegetables seasoned with herbs were served, my dear. Big cups of fruit juice perfumed the whole tent. All dined with great joy. Then one of the Gopas gave discourses on Purana Katha, as was daily routine in Braj. They all heard lit with great gem light until late night. Then they rested, my dear. When they awoke next morning, they saw an artistic huge cloth temple built in the grove. Jars of water were being carried from Yamuna. It was most auspicious Shivaratri day, my dear friend. They ran down, took bath, wore new clothes and ornaments. They are now engaged in worship of Lord Shiva, Abhishek, Yajna in charity. Many friends came from nearby, my dear friends, and they saw Krishna as if their lifelong missing friend was found out. Entranced, they watched Shivaratri proceedings till noon. They asked Krishna if they would like to see the capital. "Krishna, would you like to see the capital?" And Krishna said to Balramji, "Tomorrow is the bow sacrifice ceremony, brother. So it is important to see the city in the afternoon." All friends teamed up and came to the big tent of Nandarai. They requested for the permission, my dear. "Wait a moment," Nanda Maharaj said. "Let me also go with you. It's a new place, a city on top, a capital of a wicked King Kansa." We will come soon. Brother Balram is with us, Krishna said. Uncle said, let him go with his friends. He would be too shy if we accompany and supervise his playfulness. Sananda sided Krishna. Okay, Nandaji then said, Krishna, take care, don't touch others' things, don't enter others' home without their permission, don't dishonor the government officers, don't quarrel. And Krishna said, disfiguring his face, my dear friend, where do I quarrel? Have I quarreled with anybody? I will return just having a sight of the town and that's all. Nanda Baba said, okay Krishna, come soon dear, you Balram, take good care of your brother, bring him back before the dusk. Okay father, I will do it. Blooming faces of Madhu, Subal, Sridham, Varutha, Bhadra, Anshu and all friends took Krishna in their folds and walked towards the city. All Gopals gazed till they disappeared away in Mathura city, my dear friends. Lord enters the city now. Coolness of early spring, warmed by sun rays, mild fragrant breeze of afternoon, invited Sri Krishna and his friends, red flag flying high above the marble door, with 50-foot high gold gates. The city is surrounded by a red stone wall and a moat, gardens and parks. Gatekeepers welcomed the team. Security officers also welcomed with big smile. As Krishna entered the gate, he saw tall buildings shining with whitewash, greening and blooming with lawns and trees and flowers, radiating with their silvery rooftops and golden balconies. Pigeons and peacocks and nightingales and peahens and magpies and partridge and sparrows and cuckoos are singing, dancing and playing around. Entrances of homes are artistically decorated with 2 water-filled pitchers both sides, and flowers and ghee flames and mango blossoms, my dear friends. This is how the Vedic homes are decorated. Sandal paste, curd and rice are sprinkled on them. Banana trees are standing tall and green. Banners hang with garlands and words of welcome. This is how Mathura Puri is decorated. Shops, town halls, temples, squares, convention halls and mansions of elites are made of cat's eyes and diamonds and crystals and sapphires and corals, pearls and emeralds. Roads and malls and quadrangles are shining with a special stone they are made of, my dear friends. Krishna of Vrindavan, about whom we have been hearing since long, has come on our road. The news spread as the ladies hurried. Soon rooftops and balconies, sides of road and treetops are filled with people of all kinds, my dear friends. Manansita Samaravinda प्रगल्भलीला हसितावलोकनैः जहारमत्तद्विरगेन्द्र विक्रमो दृशां ददच्छ्रीरमणात्मनोत्सवम्. Many visitors in a hurry have wrongly placed their garments and ornaments, have run away from the middle of their eating. Now, glancing at Krishna with their love-lony eyes, feeling all over, walking with gait of lordly elephants, honoring all visitors with his charming glances and smiles, filled with limitless delight of meeting with the beloved. The citizens began to shower flowers. Brahmins rushed and worshipped both brothers at every square. Prasad Shikhararuna Pretyutphulla Mukhambuja Abhyavarsan Somanasya Pramadabala Keshavo. Oh, what a great penance the gopis and gopas have done, by virtue of which they behold every day this treasure of immense fortune. Thus the citizens whispered, my dear friends. Right then the Lord thought, now I must do something which would scare all my enemies and establish trust on my IQ level in all those who love me. Suddenly he saw a team of dyers coming up holding lots of new royal clothes. He was not a washerman, my dear friends. Why Krishna would wear used clothes? No, they were not washermen. They were dyers of new clothes. And had just colored up so many clothes and coming to King Kansa. And Krishna shouted out, hello uncle, wait a minute, listen, look, I am the universe, whatever exists belongs to me. So let me pick up some clothes from your backpack. Highest blessing will be yours if you make the gift. Bhavishyati param shreyo dhatuste natra sanchaya. Don't doubt about it, you will be billionaire. The dyer turned very angry and blurted out, oh you savages, stalking in hills and caves and wilderness, do you wear such silk suits? Get lost, oh you barbarians, if you wish to survive. And the dyer went on, shaking his mustache and hair and his stout body. And Krishna looked at his friend and they were upset. Krishna lifted his palm and recited him such a hard slap that his head fell off and he fell down dead. Big commotion, and lo, all his attendants were horrified, and they threw their bundles and escaped away. Sri Krishna and Balram wore some and distributed the rest among friends, and all those boys who accompanied them. They wore some and left the rest on the ground. Wow! What a wonder! Is there some sword in his lap or what? Just one slap and that big bullet, robust, hard-working dyer is finished. How brave they are! Not a single trace of fear in their faces. As comfortable and relaxed they are as if in their own town, own house. This is what is called hero. Tatastu ayaka pritastayorveshamakalpayat vichitravarnaishailairakalpairanurupata. Then suddenly, holding a scissor, thread and needle, a tailor appeared with his team. His eyes beamed with delight as he saw Krishna, and remembered and recognized, and he shouted out, "Oh you, my dearest Lord, why are you sneaking away from my side? I have been looking for you, oh my beloved, since eons, life after life. I have learned this tailoring just for you, dear. let me fix your clothes so you will not look like a clown. See, these dresses are too loose, too long, too big. Give me a minute and you will look all heroic and majestic. And it's all free. Is that so? Krishna spoke in wonder. Dear tailor, go ahead, do us this favor and take, I offer you in advance. Sriyam cha paramam loke balaishwarya smritindriyam. Be a tycoon with power and lifelong youthfulness, okay? I also offer you sarupya flavor of enlightenment. Tata prasanno bhagavan pradat sarupya mahmana. Now, the well-dressed team walked further, surrounded by throngs of people from the city. Then they smelled grabbing perfume as you find at the entrance of Chandni Chowk near Red Fort in Delhi under Gauri Shankar temple. Sri Krishna looked left and right, then he spotted a florist shop. The owner Sudama was sitting there. Immediately he rushed and Nanama Shirasabhuve respectfully bowed his head to the ground at his feet and brought them into his shop. He honored, revered and worshipped elegantly, decorated each of them with costliest garland and floral artworks he had, and with tears of love in his eyes he said, Prahana sarthakam janma pavetam chakulam prabho Pitridevarshayo mayam tushtaya gamane navam. Thanks, O Lord, to your advent. Meaningful has become today my life. Hallowed became my race. I do see the departed souls of my ancestors and my guardian angels are dancing with joy that you came to my home. बहुत शुक्रिया बड़ी मेहरबानी मेरी जिंदगी में हुजूर आप आए कदम चूम लो या कि आंखें बिछा दो करूं क्या ये मेरी समझ में न आए O great Emperor of my heart, what shall I do for you? What shall I offer you? Shall I kiss your feet or get evaporated away in your love? Krishna's face beamed with compassion and he said, O Sudama, with this much big love, the whole treasury of the universe is flung open to you. In inexhaustible wealth, lifelong youthfulness, fame and peace. Take whatever you wish, it's all yours. No need of these, my Lord. All I wish is just keep me enraptured in the bliss of your inexhaustible love. That's all I want. Okay, so be it. Evamastu. The Lord blessed him and walked further, my dear friend. Lord Krishna and his friends walked further. He thought, now, by my first act, wickets are scared. By second and third, the hearts of general population are won. Now, in order to win the elites, I must exhibit some romantic advances. At once he spotted out on the path a beautiful but hunchbacked young lady was hurriedly walking on the street. She was holding a gold pot with lots of perfuming paste. She seemed to be busy in herself, no time for outside arranging her sari, as if some western lady wore a sari for the first time and so busy walking on the street as if arranging all affairs of the whole America. Sri Krishna approached her and stood in front of her, tall and majestic. As she glanced up, her gaze fixed in Sri Krishna, and she heard the most tantalizing voice of her life. Ka tvam varorveta duhanulepano Kasyangane va kathayasya sadhuna Kasyangane va kathayasya sadhuna. Hello, oh you, the beautiful one, who are you? Whom do you belong to? What a question, my dear. Is this a civilized question to ask an unknown young lady? But this is how Sri Krishna asked, and you got to handle him in the way he is. So, what happened? The lady was filled and with love-lony eyes. Looking at him, she said, "Oh, the dazzlingly handsome one! I am the Kundalini power of this city. I could not be awakened, straightened out by this Kansa, the sullen ego. Oh, your beauty is pouring out of your cosmic consciousness. I am being dazed in a new awakening. Oh, give me your intoxicating touch, my handsome Lord. Let me belong to you. Let me offer my love." And my dear friend, she opened her parts, and right in the middle of the road, right in the middle of thousands of watchers in Mathura city, feeling as if in a comfortable, lonely Venice beach or Beverly Hills top, she decorated each of all friends, and then to Balramji, and then to Sri Krishna with her sandal paste. Then she stood filled and amazed. Then Rijvim kartum manaschakre darshayan darshane phalam, showing the world the immediate reward of his darshan, pressing the four parts of her feet with his own, supporting her chin with his index and middle fingers, and pressing her hips by left hand, he straightened her up. Click! A slight jerk of bone, and lo, amazed eyes of thousands saw, she is healed. An unsolvable problem is solved in a finger snap. She is now an amazingly beautiful lady. All glories to my yoga therapist Lord. The crowd shouted in ecstasy with the lady. The bliss of touch now began to spread all over her body. Thrills of inner joy turned her heavenly, beautiful and love-filled too, my dear friend. She moved forward and held Sri Krishna's scarf and said, "Oh, my majestic yoga therapist hero, why are we standing up here like this? Dear, come, let's go my home. My everything is yours. I am yours. Ehi vira griham yamo natvam tyaktumihotse tvayon matita chittaya prasida purusharshava." Then, hearing her love-lony voice, Sri Krishna looked at Balramji and his friend and laughed aloud, and everyone laughed, full belly laugh. Then Madhumangal said, Krishna, let's go her home, I am hungry. So much love, how can I survive without eating from her kitchen? And Krishna joked, discipline your appetite, my dear Guru. You are my Guru. If you will be after food, then what else you can teach me? Oh, remember, this is already settled before that you are my Guru. Okay, okay. And Madhumangal closed his eyes and instantly opened them and said, I am disciplined. I have disciplined it. Now feed me. I am hungry. Let's go her home. All laughed. All laughed out, my dear friends. Even the citizens laughed out, and the lady too laughed wholeheartedly. And Sri Krishna said, Oh, the beautiful one, thank you for your alluring offer. You are the last refuge to we shelterless wayfarers. But dear, I am too busy now. I assure you, I will come as soon as possible. Eshyami te griham subhru Punsamadhivikarshana Sadhitartho grihanam na panthanam swam parayanam. Kubja was enthralled. She felt a strong urge to grab Krishna and forcibly take him her home and enjoy with him. But she controlled that impulse carefully and decided to obey and wait. According to opinion of many Bhagavata scholars, including my father, Kubja was Shurpanakha ogress in her past life. Her details please see Ramayana. As soon as she saw Lord Rama, she came to him and proposed love-making. Generally, it is only men who rape the lady of his choice, but Shurpanakha was so masculine that it was her who tried to rape Lord Rama. Upon his denial, she tried her best to get him killed. She used her brothers, Khardushan and Ravan, but failed repeatedly. And when her both mighty brothers died in the war, she was so hurt and offended that she went to Pushkar and started doing serious penance. Thousands of years have passed since then. She has not been able to drop her anguish. For fulfillment of that same intense urge, that ogress became Kubja. Penance has cleaned her off. She is no longer aggressive and bulldozing as before. Now she is loving. Of course, former impulses of ogrehood came upon her and thought came to grab Krishna and take him home forcefully. But she used her discretion now. That is humanness. My dear friends, immediately you become an ogre when you become bulldozing. As soon as you are patient and cooperative and humble, you become human immediately. So she thought that way he might become upset and she may lose him forever. After all, this is the same person who chopped her nose and ears off to his brother, who is right here with him. So she accepted and patience she accepted the patience as her foremost duty. Kubja said, Oh, the beautiful one, forget not, dear, I will be waiting for you, waiting and waiting for you. Be a man of word, my own. And Krishna said, okay, okay, darling, I will come, I'll definitely come. Mukham vikchanuganam ja, mukham vikchanuganam cha prasansamuvacha. Looking at Lakshmanaji and all his friends and Balramji and all his friends, and laughing, Krishna promised her and proceeded further. All the young ladies who were watching this scene from the rooftops and balconies, it was too much for them to bear. They fell down unconscious, my dear. Oh, she got it, and I didn't get it. I am so far, far, millions of miles away, millions of years away from his touch. I better die. The joy of seeing him and sorrow of not being able to get his ambrosial touch like hers was unbearable. And they passed out, my dear friends. Tata pauran prichamano dhanushasthanam achyutam. Fearless, fun-seeking voice, bubbling with aliveness and full of enthusiasm, were inquiring of the citizens about the place where mighty bow of Shiva had been kept. They gave them the direction with whole story. They walked all the way and entered the big hall of worship. It was perfuming with heaps of lotuses, jasmine, marigold, and lots of flowers. Covered with them, there are lots of flowers. They held the mighty bow of Lord Shiva, a huge sleeping python. They beheld, they looked and looked. It is another personal bow of Lord Shiva, my dear friend, which was given to Parashuram during the world conquest, and Kansa got it from him with a threat that if ever it is broken, you have no future left at all, O wicked Kansa. Since then, Kansa was careful about it. He was holding bow sacrifice every year. All citizens and kings were to come. Not coming there was a federal offense. After the due ceremony, Kansa would announce, if anybody there, a big hero who would fix and uplift the bow. When nobody came, Kansa would lift it, string it, and fix an arrow and shoot at anyone he likes. The person would fall down dead and was considered a sacrifice to God Bhutnath. This year, Sri Krishna was going to be targeted, my dear friends. That was the purpose of inviting him. Sri Krishna felt a strong pull, as if Lord Bhutnath himself inviting him closer. There was tight security, my dear. People were allowed to see only from a distance. But Krishna ran and reached up to the bow and lifted it up, strung it and pulled it up and up and up until it broke in two halves with a terrible deafening sound. Karena vamena sarila mudritam sajjam jakritva nimishena pashyatam nranam vikrishya prabhavanja madhyato yathekshudandam madagar yurukrama. That rainbow-like huge, large, fortune-studded, jeweled, shiny, picturesque bow was broken by Krishna, just like a sugar cane is snapped by an elephant. The earth and heaven shook, planets stumbled and crashed each other, weapons slipped from officers and guards' hands, and their heads reeled and reeled. Animals ran in all directions, birds and trees flew in the sky screaming, my dear. Kansa on the royal throne trembled and got stunned and perspired. His gemmed canopy broke and fell down on the ground. Crown also fell off. Lifting his large club, he yelled, "Yah! What's happening?" Krishna brought those two parts of the bow, my dear friend, and showed them to his friends. "It is too old, very old. Don't get puffed up for it," Subal said teasingly, my dear. "Yup, too old. Throw it away." Even Balramji conferred and dropped it and said, "Let's go." But then the police officer shouted, "Seize him, hold him, arrest him, let none of them escape." As soon as their brain was healed from reeling, they were scared, anticipating big punishment from their big boss, King Kansa. So they decided to hold the boys captive and present them before King Kansa as culprits. Soon they surrounded them. Krishna and Balram turned red and picked up those bow parts again, which they had just thrown away. And now whosoever attacked got broken head, broken legs, broken shoulders and arms. Whole yard was filled with blood, dead and wounded soldiers and guards. One of them somehow dragged himself to Kansa and reported the matter. Kansa's police and army forces were not separate, my dear friends, as today's. They were one. Kansa called his general and ordered to fight and kill the offender. So, the commander-in-chief took an army of 10,000 soldiers. Battle began. Within half an hour, all were killed. Dead silence. Krishna and Balram threw the bow parts and also their blood-stained garments. They washed themselves in nearby fountain, and lo, embracing each other in victory, rejoicing, singing, they walked back to the town. Oh my God! Not even a small injury, and they won the whole army of Kansa. Citizens are wondering. Tayo sadadbhutam viryam nishamya puravasina teja pragalbhyam rupam cha menire vibudottamo. Dear friend, seeing such a wonderful power, indomitable spirit, intrepidity and comeliness, my dear friend, what it is? They are superhuman. All the citizens decided superhuman. Tayor vicharato swairam adityos tamupeivan. As Krishna walked on, surrounded by his friends, the citizens stayed in a distance and shouted with great reverence, "O superhuman great one, all glories to you, O Prince of Brajmandal, all glories to you, Jai Ho, Jai Ho." Crimson color spread out in the vast sky, my dear friends, as Krishna looked towards the sky. Crimson color spread out. Dusk was fast approaching, and they took leave. They walked towards their camp now. Gopas were just dressing up upon the loud sound that shook everything. They were worried about Sri Krishna's safety. As soon as they saw their sapphires and golden delights coming safe and well, they were filled with joy and hung in ambrosial embrace. Nanda Baba was blissed out. They all took Yamuna bath, wore new clothes and got ready to join the nightly worship of Mahashivaratri, my dear friends. Chandrodbhasita shekhare smara hare Trailokya sare hare. Dear friends, Shiva is not a non-Aryan or Dravidian god of primitives, as troublemakers and problematic heads, obsessed by myths of conspiracy of Michael and Max Muller have tried to confuse the unity of India. It is neither God of just for savages, he is neither God of just for savages and barbarians, nor black magicians leftists. He is one God, adored and communicated in three different approaches. If you are in the mode of higher peace, as the Vedas expound, as all Gopas are doing, this will be your approach to Him, to realize Him. If their mode of passion, as workaholics do in the form of intense work, work is worship. That's how Shiva is. Pattern of lower pulse of nature, inertia, vanity, passion, the tamasic, as black power users or magicians do, as Kansa is doing. But Lord Shiva is supreme and beyond all modes and multi-million approaches. Religions which different civilizations produce, it is beyond all those. Through worship, you get sensitivity and fragility to experience Him in His real form, where He, Shiva, and Sri Krishna are one and the same. That is Nirvana Rupam and Turiya Rupam. For Leela, for pastimes, to enhance the joy of the devotees, they assume many different forms. Tonight Sri Krishna, Balram and all friends and Gopals headed by Nanda Baba are sitting in a circle and Shiva is in the middle. Abhishek ceremony is going on with milk, curd, ghee, honey and sugar cane juice. So perfumes are spreading and mantras are echoing and lights are reflecting in Sri Krishna's beautiful form. That holy night with Sri Krishna in the heart of all Gopal, Subal, Madhumangal, Bhadra, Varutap and Vishal became immortal and eternal, my dear friend. That beauty of Krishna. After the worship completed, they feasted Sri Krishna and friends with milk and makhan pudding, counted among fruits. Srimad Bhagavatam records Bhuktva Kshiropasechanam. Only elders observed complete fast. Then Ushatustam Sukham Ratrim. Very happily he slept at night, completely fearless of Kansa's surprise attack, my dear friends. But 60,000 elephant-powered King Kansa had his night full of nightmares. He could not sleep properly. He kept tossing and turning, walking back and forth, asking his both queens to go sleep. As soon as the redness of dawn shone on the oriental horizon, Kansa called his ministers, Sun, Pete and Patik and Asilom and his cabinet members arrived, and he began ordering them. The pavilion should be decorated again with new garlands of flowers, wall hangings and banana trees should be greening at all doors. Clean up the pavilion, incense should be burning in all corners. Announce no more as Bo festival, okay? But royal wrestling festival announced this. Okay, go, do it. Around 8 a.m., Kansa's private door opened and he walked into the houseful pavilion with his queens, Asti and Prapti, well decorated, more beautiful than Cleopatra and Madonna, followed by his ministers. The crowd of citizens welcomed King Kansa and queens with prolonged applause. Receiving innumerable costliest gifts, he ascended the stage 10 feet high above the ground. He sat on his luminous gem-studded throne. On two sides his queens sat down on diamond red milky umbrella stood as moon orb. Music echoed, ladies danced, gifts were offered. He looked as wonderful as lion sitting on a mound. Front few rows were filled with dignitaries, my dear friends, and celebrities and statesmen, then all ladies and gents, thousands of them. King Kansa picked up his microphone. Suddenly he saw there is no Nanda Baba in the pavilion. He shouted at the minister, "Minister, where is Nanda Baba? Go fast, call him, get him, I am waiting for him." Soon Nanda Baba was brought. He came with all the Gopas holding their tributes. They respectfully offered them and were given seats in the front row right before Kansa. Where are those troublemaker kids? Kansa was wondering. But he was satisfied. It is easy to kill them while they are separated. Now the hall was packed out with the citizens and monarchs and princes and all different ladies. King Kansa picked up the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, according to the fresh new federal law, all of you are supposed to be held hostages until some or one of you are duly sacrificed to the Lord Bhutanath. Okay? Until then, all the gates are being closed and locked except one, where our national pride, Kualaya Peed elephant, is guarding up. Therefore, all of you are forcefully requested to be seated calm and quiet and watch the wonderful wrestling sports of our world champions. Okay, musicians, begin the Mallamaru music now. You Chanur, you Mustik, you Shal, Toshal and Kud, display and demonstrate the best arts of your vocation today. Just heal my headache, killing my enemy today, and what an exotic reward I'll offer you. Thank you, dear citizens. Just be comfortable." While speaking thus, Kansa was thinking, "Yesterday Krishna heaped up my bow arena with my dead soldiers. Today I will fill this pavilion with corpses of him and all the Yadavas. Just see my magic." Soon Mallamaru wrestling music started, my dear friends, and all the wrestlers began their exercises. Next Leela Katha we will start tomorrow, my dear friends. Thank you very much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.